Welcome to Who Put This On, Season 2, Episode 16, where we watch Food Network Star, Season 13, Episode 3. And I'm Chris Loren. Sitting to my right is...
the mayor of Flavortown, Max Fieri.
Sitting to my left is...
James.
Sitting two rights away from me.
Wow. Robert Kitts.
I guess I am two rights away.
Yeah, I was
You
like...
definitely were.
It's
And
totally
you pointed at
relevant,
me.
but Chris is always so specific about it.
It's
All
fine.
right,
It's
Harrison
amazing.
Hoffman is also here.
Sitting next to Rob is Harrison Hoffman.
But where in between next to Rob? Like, let's make sure that all of the listeners, I almost said viewers there.
They gotta have a picture of where we are in their mind, you know?
Yeah, we're just
I'm just painting,
sitting around
I'm just
a
painting
big-ass
pictures
couch.
with words here.
Tell me about the next Food Network star.
Fucking... There were,
It's this show that we watch.
if
Hey,
you
how about that?
if you chop half the show off, entertaining. There's like a beginning piece that's not entertaining, and then there's an end piece that's not entertaining. But in the middle, there was like some solid entertaining going on.
Yeah.
With like the making the commercials was great.
That was definitely the kind of stuff that this show needed a lot more of.
Yeah. Like I could do less with the cooking and the judging of the cooking.
Should we go through it chronologically and sort of say
Well, we
this
should-
section sucks?
We should
or-
go over what the
You want the
description. of
description?
Yeah.
I'm pulling it up right now as we speak. We're a little bit disorganized on this one.
Oh, no.
Should I just hit the pause button?
No, you're good. You're good.
All right.
So essentially, while he gets that up, we'll go over what happens in the show. There's 10 people on the show, so they split the team into two sets of 5, and they have to make a 5-course meal, each one having to do one course. Each course has a theme: forest,
Beach, mountains, Detroit.
Detroit was not a theme.
Yeah.
Desert and jungle were the other two.
and they each actually had a food theme as well, along with the area theme. I don't know.
Did they?
Well, it was a course. So there was appetizer, seafood, pasta, meat, and dessert.
That's
Wait.
I really-
Is seafood really an actual proper course? Like, I don't think that's a thing.
What about meat?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Meat
on
is
board
a
with that.
course.
That's a course. There's the meat
You know,
course.
here that's a
we
course.
had like 3 meat courses.
Meat's a
before
part
this.
of every course.
There's multiple meat
far as I'm
courses, but I'm confused on the seafood course.
Seafood is also considered meat.
Yeah, why isn't it just in the meat
So,
course?
some would call it the meat of the sea.
Somewhat.
the meat. No one calls it the meat of the sea.
You know,
you just totally made that up. That's not. You're not getting away with that one. No way.
What about the chicken of the sea?
Oh.
Yeah, that's a thing. Not the fish of the sea or whatever the hell you said.
I would definitely prefer to eat seafood if it was called sea meat.
Sea meat.
Sea meat?
Yeah.
No, that sounds so gross. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Surrounded by idiots, I am.
All right. So then after they cooked the meal, they had 45 minutes to make a 30-second commercial for each course.
So we should tee up the fact that like basically the entire point of the show is to
Yeah,
find,
well, we're waiting for you to come up with it.
they don't have an official description on their
Let's
website.
just make it up for him.
But basically,
Yeah.
it's you want me to try and make up the description?
I think you can probably do it. Like,
oh man,
We need you
in
to
the
come up with
words
the
of.
marketing.
I think this is
speak.
gonna be great.
Oh man,
What channel is it? ABC?
12 contestants from all walks of life compete to see who has what it takes to host the next great food show on the Food Network.
Man, he's done this too many
Food
times.
reality.
There you go.
I think
Print
we've just
it.
read too many. Like we've done like 50 of these, and we just know exactly what they're gonna say, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's.
I'm
the
not
show.
sure they would say 12. They're just gonna like say contestants from anywhere.
They might say 12.
Man,
Yeah.
the critique coming in harsh.
I thought it was great.
You know, if there's the 12th, 13th person, you know, if he's not good, you should cut that whole episode out.
Chris,
But-
as far as show intros on websites go, is that in your top, middle, or bottom third?
Top.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
So
Very succinct, not like a.
Not
some of them are
rambling.
pretty long. Like they need to get their whole philosophy in this description a lot of the time.
Yeah.
are you guys familiar with what the stakes are for this?
No.
Are there stakes?
I do know. if
Meat
you
steaks or real steaks?
no,
Max, would you say the stakes couldn't be higher?
they're pretty high. If you win the show, you are guaranteed one season of your own show on Food
Oh.
Network.
Paid? Or just like you have to work for free for the Food Network? but
Pretty
you're
don't
on
sure
fucking
they
know.
pay you.
I think that they pay you.
Okay.
Do you get to pick the show though?
So there have been
You
12,
probably work with them to develop the concept of the show, I would guess.
So there have been 12 random shows that have come out of Food Network Star.
I believe so.
This seems
At-
brilliant. By
At the
Food
very
Network.
least, that's what it was. A couple seasons back.
Is that the next 12 shows we have to do? Mine the Food Network Star archives?
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we've even heard of some. I don't know.
I mean, there were some weird shows that were advertised, like the food truck show.
Okay.
Like monster food truck
Here's
show.
the thing. That food truck show is actually pretty good.
I mean, it
I've
might be
seen
good, but it's a weird show.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I mean, like, I mean, we watch some weird shows on here, but
Food Truck Show sounds amazing.
the guy who's the host of the Great Food Truck Race, Tyler Florence,
Wait, this is a
was
new show.
one of the judges on this episode.
We've not watched this show.
We've
No,
not
we
watched
have
the show.
not.
Well,
Okay.
it was advertised. While
Oh.
we
wait,
were watching.
clarification. We have not watched the show on the podcast. Harrison seems very familiar with
I've
the
watched.
show.
I watched the entire first season of that show
Okay,
separately
maybe
from
maybe
the
let's
podcast.
come back to it at the end, and you can tee it up for us.
We're adding it to Harrison's recap.
Oh.
Yeah,
We need-
Harrison, I want to push it to the
Half
end.
this
so we
podcast
talk
is
about-
going to be recaps.
Why do I have to recap this
Holy
reality show?
shit.
No, I don't want the
Shit, you
recap. I just want the
guys.
pitch.
I had to recap this reality show I watched like 8 years ago. It's crazy.
you guys will not believe this fun fact.
Give it to us.
You know who won the next Food Network Star season 2?
Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri.
Really? Oh,
What?
Oh. Yeah, this spawned Guy Fieri.
Oh, this show is terrible.
Did that spawn Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives? Then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was his show.
Holy
Does
shit.
it show what shows?
I don't-
That's a
they-
pretty
they
successful
spawned?
show.
I feel
That's
like,
like the most successful Food Network.
I
show.
feel like if you're gonna ask for your own show, the show where you just travel around and just eat at awesome places all the time
Like
is
you-
the show to get.
like you eat like really bad things for you, like that taste amazing,
Yeah.
like in each like just sinful food spots.
That's
That's great.
That's the price you have to pay
Harrison, is that your
for
dream?
greatness. That'd be an amazing job.
Sounds like you got to get on the Food Network Star.
Ooh,
What do
I
we
don't
got
know
to do
about
to
that.
enter this thing? Can we like enter some kind of thing? Get Harrison like?
I
just
think you have to
nominated?
work in food. Most of these people work in food.
I don't think you have to work in food, but
Can
you
you
have to
like
be a
food?
pretty good cook in some. Like one guy's just thing was like food blogger.
I would be willing to bet that all it takes to get on the show is you submit a video of basically what they just did. They're like, you make something, you explain it. Maybe you do a whole video of you preparing and making a dish like you would on the Food Network, and that's just like your audition thing.
All right,
And then they bring you in, right?
Harrison, I want you to describe the most mouth-watering steak you've ever made. Go.
I'm not going to do that right now.
Oh man!
I think some of these actually come from other shows too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Like
like
they've been on
mentioned
other-
the one guy won some pastry. I think he was on some pastry show.
Oh,
Boss?
so this is kind of the challenge of Food Network.
I think so.
oh,
I mean, I just kind of feel like there's only so many people who are kind of in that category where they have the career freedom to go on these reality shows all the time and they're good enough cooks.
That is
so they just kind of go like on the circuit of all these.
That
different
is the
shows.
career. The career is the
Yeah.
reality show circuit.
Right. Exactly.
So I think the problem is if we put Harrison on the show, the first time it's a non-grilling challenge, he's just gone.
It's
It
just
might
like,
be-
what
it
is
might be
this?
tough.
What is this oven thing?
you have to
What are
bake
these-
something, and you're like,
What are these green things on my?
I didn't even
plate
know
what is
you
this
here?
fucking Asparagus? Like, are you kidding me? Get out of
No,
here!
so the solution here is what we discussed off the podcast last week, which is grilled steak. Nobody's ever tried it. Maybe you can perfect it. Or
What?
grilled salad. Sorry.
I was like, nobody's ever tried it.
I was about to come in real hot on your no one's tried grilled steak.
What do you mean? I'm like, we
What?
just ate like 6
Grilled
pounds of
steak.
steak before this podcast. Like, what are you talking about?
That steak was too good.
Oh yeah, thanks a
Apparently, it
little
was too
butcher.
good for Max.
Max,
Put him
can you
over.
give a 30-second description of the steak you had an hour ago?
Hi guys, my name is Max. I recently ate a steak cooked by the one and only James. It was like if butter was a natural thing that just grew inside of a cow, and I don't mean milk. And then you just cut it out and threw it on a grill, and then you ate it, and it was like butter in your mouth.
Wow,
Very nice.
Yeah.
that's an interesting description considering there was no butter involved in that. That
Right,
was really
but
just 100%
I don't
steak.
think butter is a great description. Like it melted like butter, but didn't taste like butter.
I don't know. It was pretty salty. I mean, it was pretty good. It didn't taste like butter. I'm just okay. Anyway,
All right, let's,
I I love this. This is amazing.
Let's pull it back. Let's get back to the show.
All right.
The host
Let's
is
get back
reeling
to
it
the show.
in.
Let's get back to the show.
So in the show, like the first 10 minutes were like super boring. It just seemed like any other cooking show.
Nothing happened.
And I was trying to figure out like we watch MasterChef, and like why do you watch MasterChef's cooking show? You watch it because you have Gordon Ramsay being an insane person, and that's like the reason why you watch the show. And I was like, what is it that the show is interesting that's different from any other show?
No,
And then they got to the part with the video, and I thought, oh, this is actually really interesting because it's literally Food Network star. It's not good enough to just cook. You also have to be able to like be on camera and do stuff.
Right.
And that was actually an interesting twist.
100%. I agree.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
you watch MasterChef. You watch Hell's Kitchen for Gordon Ramsay. I don't think you watch MasterChef for Gordon Ramsay, but
What do you watch MasterChef for?
to
Chris?
watch, I think they do a lot like just the cooking competition piece, like the actual cooking
I will,
and
yeah.
like critiques of the.
I'll back
what
Chris
they
up
And
on
the
that
folks
one.
and
I
the
think
people,
that's a
yeah.
big thing.
There's like, it's like 3 judges. Gordon Ramsay doesn't go yelling at people.
But I think
Like-
it's well balanced. I think all these elements are good, and it's probably what makes that show pretty good.
Whereas like this show, the cooking, they didn't really spend a lot of time on it.
nope.
Because it's not that important. If
And,
you're gonna
yeah, I
be,
mean, it wasn't important, but it wasn't
Yeah.
filmed very well either.
Sure, also true. Like if you're gonna be a Food Network star, it is more important that your food looks good and you present it well on camera than it tastes good.
Which is insane, but it makes a lot of sense.
For sure. So like I mean I definitely wish that they kind of leaned into some of that stuff more. Like I remember a while ago there was a show that ESPN did where they basically had a reality show where people were trying out to be like a new anchor on SportsCenter. And it was basically this, but like, you have to like go and sit at the SportsCenter desk and deliver and talk about a highlight package or something like that. And it was super interesting because like they're actually kind of testing them like on the skills that you might need in a job like that.
Yo, can we watch that show? Can we put that in the queue?
Probably, yeah.
Seems like we should queue it in.
I
Sounds
feel
good.
like that's what this show does week to week, but this show might have been a little bit weaker.
It's just a lot of padding, I think.
There
I
I
have
think
a
with
definitely
this
a lot
show
of
is
padding.
that there's still so many contestants that they kind of got to go faster
Yeah,
through things.
yeah.
I bet when you're down to like 5, they go more in depth than
And
like
it's
what
be
they're
like, hey,
doing.
film this 20-minute cooking
But like
segment
they
or whatever.
they could have filmed this in like 3 hours. Like they cooked in 45 minutes. They filmed the things in 45 minutes. Like
They probably
that was
did
one
film
episode.
it in 3 hours.
That's one episode. You're good to go. Like, also, I was confused because they cooked and then they spent 45 minutes ready making a commercial. Then they served the food that cooked. So is that food just super
no,
cold?
No. So they did the prep for the food. They did all the prep, and then they shot the commercial, and then they finished the dish.
The dude like cooked the meat.
Yeah, I mean, they worked out the recipe, but then there was like, oh, now we know how to cook this thing. We're going to go do it for
I
real
don't
tonight.
know. He cooked a lot.
No, I think that
of
they
it.
prepped, and then they kind of assembled and finished on site.
Yeah,
I
that's-
don't know. When they were showing the
Which
cooking,
is what you do if you're gonna like do catering or something like that.
when they were showing the cooking, they showed the guy cook I think it was duck or
The
something.
duck, yeah.
And he burned the crap out of it and like never came back. Like, and presumably
I
he served
definitely
that.
agree that they did not like follow up with that storyline, but he could have conceivably carved the burnt pieces off of that meat. and
Yeah, I mean
served
the way it was
Like,
served, he definitely looked like it
You-
wasn't burnt. But
like,
I don't like.
they did not do a good job of following that storyline all the way through. But like I
Yeah,
don't.
because he was in the top 3.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But then it was also like, well, at like after an hour, that shit's gonna be cold. What are you gonna do? Microwave it? Like I don't understand what he was doing with all that duck.
I think it was just working the kinks out of the recipe.
No, dude,
Because they
they're
needed a prep
he
dish for the commercial.
He cooked a whole pan
They
full
went
of
to the
duck.
commercial with the actual plated dish.
There was like 9 like layers.
I don't know, man. I think
duck
they're just
Chris, I
working
think
out
it's a
the
thing
kinks.
where it's like it's pre-cooked and like it's like you can pre-cook the meat and you put it in a thing and keep it warm. And this is part of being a chef in these kind of situations is that there's certain things you can cook ahead of time and you'll still
For sure.
serve them good, and then you do the things you have to do last minute.
for
Like,
sure.
I'm not a chef in a restaurant. So I don't know the ins
I
and
don't
outs of
know.
it, but
It
like
was- it was very
that's
suspect.
got to be the explanation. of
I'm
that.
very suspect.
And like when I've seen like Top Chef before, they'll do a thing. It's just like serve dinner for 1,000 people, and they'll have to do all this prep like before.
You're not
like,
cooking
like, to get
1,000
all this
steaks
stuff
on the spot.
like
That's
done, and then they like
nuts.
package it all up and do all this stuff, and then like on site maybe they like just finish it off, or like they assemble it, or like
It's
they heat
warming
it
and
up or
whatever,
something.
yeah.
Like they have kind of a way to deal with it. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's something like that.
We're way in the weeds of the catering business right now.
I was very concerned for those people eating those dishes because I'm like, they don't want to have warm duck.
Someone's
Or
gonna get
like-
that burnt duck.
Yeah, like I was very concerned.
Yeah.
They seem to like the duck.
But I mean, duck is supposed to be crispy.
That's true.
If it's crispy duck.
Well,
Depends if it's crispy duck. You're just thinking of crispy duck.
if you're eating like soggy duck, I'm sorry for you.
Could just
If
be
it's some Jamaican desert duck, then
man,
sounds
Jamaican
pretty
spiced
crispy.
duck sounds pretty good though. Like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna lie to you, I'd definitely eat some of that.
Jerk duck.
Yeah, I just want to go to
I
the local
mean,
Jamaican place and get some food.
Ooh.
And I'm not hungry at all, but it just sounds good.
I guess the biggest thing that happened while they were filming these commercials was
Yeah.
like they had this one girl that just could not get her commercial. She spent like 20 minutes
Suzanne?
and couldn't get it.
So each team composed of 5 people. This entire team has 45 minutes, and this one lady took 20 minutes on hers.
I didn't even finish.
At least 20 minutes.
45 divided by 5 is 9 for those keeping track, so she went way over.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, she's made a point of saying, I'm going to go second because last time I didn't have enough time. And so I'm making sure I get my time. And it took all the time.
And she was clearly the worst. Like her dish was bad. The
Her dish was
commercial
also real bad.
Her commercial not only took the longest, but was just bad.
I can't believe that was the best take.
Yeah, it was so great when they finally showed the commercial. Like hers was the last one we saw, and it's like we saw how long it took them to do it, and then it was just so bad.
So this lady made baklava. So her commercial is basically, "Hi, I'm Susanna. I grew up in the mountains of the Middle East." We're not sure that's actually true, by the way.
It's not
No,
true.
we know it's not. She grew up in
It's
Detroit.
not true.
She might be from the Middle East, but she grew up in Detroit. She
Yeah,
said she was from Detroit.
It
is
could
what we
it
got.
could be like, she moved here when she was 5 or something.
I think she flubbed her line. I think she was supposed to say about like that she's like inspired by the mountains of the Middle East. And
Yeah.
just said, I'm from the mountains of the Middle East.
So I agree with Rob, but we also don't know all the facts. Potentially, the host seemed to think that like that she was not actually from the Middle East, though.
But in
It
any
was like the
case-
mountains of
But-
Middle America.
And here's the reason why I don't think she was from the Middle East, because at the very end of her thing, she's like, and that's from, and she had to think to remember where she's supposed to say she's from the Middle East.
Yep.
Oh yeah, she definitely paused.
Just a really bad performance all around.
Oh yeah.
And she didn't apparently understand how to make baklava or know how to make baklava.
Didn't
I
use
have
the
a question
butter
about this
correctly.
actually.
Hit me.
Yeah.
So the show is Food Network star.
I was really hoping James was going to say, what's baklava?
No, I kind of want to get
It's
back
this thing
to
you
this
wear
point.
when you go skiing.
Oh.
It covers most of your face.
No, that's a balaclava.
Oh my god, you guys are really off in the weeds.
All right, James.
Okay, so Food Network star, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so here's the thing: you got like Guy Fieri show where he's just driving around eating a bunch of food and just is good on TV.
Sure.
Why the hell does it matter how good he cooks?
I feel like you have to have.
Like, granted, that's one show, but that's a pretty successful show, arguably.
Why-
And like,
why do you need
doesn't
to-
really need to know how to cook?
Why-
Like, it's better, I guess, to talk about it.
You
and
don't
be able
need to know
talk,
how
but
to
you can
cook.
bullshit that.
You don't need to know how to cook, but I feel like having a little bit of that cred like helps when you're going and talking to all these other chefs and restaurant people.
But also,
You know?
like, if you listen to the New York Times, Guy Fieri doesn't know how to cook.
Oh.
Sure. Also, yes.
Well, when you graduated college, did you need to know your psychology degree? Just like your psychology class? Like, do you need? Sorry.
What?
When you
I thought Chris
graduated
was dropping
college-
some news that James had a degree we didn't know about.
You took a
Oh,
bunch of shit
man.
that you didn't need to know, right? Just to
Sure.
like prove that you're more well-rounded as an individual. It's just like you're being a Food Network star. You got to know how to cook a little bit. I agree. They definitely leaned, I think, too much into the cooking to be a Food Network star, but
But
who
I mean,
knows what the
to
rest
me,
of the
it's like,
show
what are you
is.
looking for? Like, really, you're just looking for a TV personality that can talk about food.
But they have to be able to prepare it.
What is going
All
on
right,
with this
so-
shirt situation?
So there's
here, Max?
5 microphones here. I'm the
Oh,
only one
we're
without a
going
pop
deep.
filter, so I'm using my shirt as a pop filter. I'm trying it out.
Man, no way
okay.
that'll
All right,
work.
moving on.
So one thing I liked about this, so after they film their videos, they have this experimental restaurant, experiential restaurant, and they make a big deal of like these are people dining to have this like amazing dining experience. And then you have the first shot of the experiential restaurant, and it looks terrible. It looks like the worst place to go.
Yeah,
have a
it's
meal.
just a massive open room with like this uncomfortable looking table and chairs scattered about, like in an oddly like distant amount of space. Like it was just far enough away that you're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It doesn't like feel right.
Right. It's the experience of shit, basically.
I just kept imagining what it would be like to just be sitting in that room.
Well,
and
the one thing no one mentioned was the fact that surrounding these tables are these giant screens with when you go to the forest, they put in pictures of the forest and they have like noises like you're in the forest, like you're at the Rainforest Cafe or like when you're at the desert or whatever. I thought that was kind of cool.
It definitely was better once they did that, but the first shot when I didn't know there were any screens there was pretty funny.
Totally.
Yeah.
So like after they've shown this transition a couple of times, they show like the beach and they cut to this one lady who's definitely mouthing like, wow. And it's just like, who's saying wow? It's a fucking projector.
Literally every time they changed the scene, it was always just a shot of somebody who's like, that's amazing.
Wow. They had the directors off screen being like, say something about
like,
the
say how cool that desert looks.
There could have been some trickery there and editing and whatnot.
Well, it's just like you tell the guys, hey, show me excited looks. And
it's just amazing how they wanted to present it as this amazing thing. And it's just, Well,
there was so much filler in this show. Like,
a lot of filler.
Like you have 5 minutes of commercials that are actually entertaining.
Like,
and
you
you have
cooking and doing just
you
show
have a
cooking.
lot of entertainment to pull up. But
I don't get it.
They just have like this. The show's been going on a while, and I feel like reality shows that started forever ago have this like ingrained like bullshit that they have to put in for like people are expecting, and I'm like, it's just not entertaining. Like you got to go through that stuff. Like should be a minute to go over what happened last week and set up this week. It shouldn't be 5. It shouldn't be the whole first segment.
Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And I like this whole first segment was like doing last week, setting up this week, and then the second segment was introing this segment, like doing the basics of this segment, and it just like didn't work out that well.
Do you think that like the intent of this is that like people are religiously like watching this at like the time of airing, basically, like day of, and so like a week goes by and you're like, shit, I don't really remember what happened last week, and so it's like a whole catch up thing.
I mean, there's definitely a segment of the people that like they want to watch it live, and they'll like you go on Twitter or follow people.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like there is still a segment of population that sits down and watches TV when they air it. I don't know who these people are, but I have to assume that they're there.
Well, I think like Food Network or Home and Garden, like those types of channels, I think kind of fall in that category. Like you're just flipping through your like food channel. And you're just like, oh, this show's on. Okay.
Yeah.
But this is like an event though. You can't just like. I mean, you could just pop on any
people
episode
are just
you
watching the Food Channel every night, man. It's just what they're like. Oh yeah,
I do
it's
know,
Friday night on the Food Channel. We got whatever lined up
too, so.
Right? Yeah, they're like, yeah. It's not that different from like you having like HBO Sunday or something. If you really like,
different. I think there is a difference. There's a big difference, but also there's not that big of a difference. But yeah. So after they show these commercials. So they show both commercials for the appetizer dish, and then everyone around gets to pick what they wanted to order.
Man, we're getting to the part of the show that I love.
And this was kind of this was exciting. So like they were kind of comparing the dishes based on what people ordered, based on like the video is essentially what they were trying to make it seem like they were like comparing.
Right. So the guests at the table, this is a really critical element, can only choose one of the dishes to eat, right? And so as the orders are coming in real time, the chefs are backstage like prepping these things, and they know how they're doing. So there's like first table comes in, nothing for one person, all the orders are the other dish. There you are, just sitting around. This is great.
That was entertaining.
Oh, I loved it.
But then it never really affected anything, so it's like, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that really... It was like, I thought that was the more interesting element of the show.
Like if you...
totally.
If
just
this
like
show was just
live feedback of like literally how good did you just do, and you're like, oh shit, I'm not getting any orders. This is terrible.
If the reality show was just that piece, like every night you come in, you have to pick a set of dishes under these themes.
Oh yeah,
this team versus this team, the most ordered wins.
Yeah, like
that would have been great.
So a team would have won. What did they win?
They didn't win shit.
So it was irrelevant what team you were even on.
The judges were just judging people, and they were like, "You suck, get the fuck out."
Yeah, it's all that happened, right?
Well, the only thing that the team impacted was Suzanne taking so much time meant other people didn't have as much time.
Right.
That's literally the only thing that mattered for the whole team thing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the impact of the whole show made no sense. It was just
Yeah.
like the judges could have just picked at the beginning.
Yeah, I was really fast. I was actually really interested while watching. I was like, how are they going to factor in these votes from the randos in the restaurant into who goes home? And the answer was it didn't matter. It was just the two hosts watched all the videos, tried everyone's food, and then based on their judgment of the combo, we're like, all right, you were the best three, you were the worst three, Suzanne, get out.
I do think that like if somehow the judges thought that their video was bad, but all the people ordered the baklava, then maybe she would have stayed on.
Well, one guy in the bottom three definitely got more orders than the other person he was against.
Interesting.
The
Yeah, you're totally right.
The penne pasta guy.
Right.
It's probably a factor, but it's not the whole thing. It's like they probably it's probably 70 or 80% like how good's the video, whatever.
Well, it's totally like, I think it's just the judges get to just decide, and they don't have to put a percent on anything.
it's just
They're
the
just
whole
like,
package,
our
yeah.
overall whole package is what we see. So like, I think it would have been interesting if they'd actually tried to kind of have some sort of percentage and like the restaurant votes count for this and stuff like that. But it really is just like, the two people just decide based on whatever they want.
It's definitely not very transparent.
Like
yeah.
nothing could stop them from being like, yeah, your food was great, that video was terrible, get out.
That's definitely true, yeah. And they would be, and them as Food Network hosts and experts maybe of judging Food Network talent can make that call.
I mean, let's all be honest. We know Suzanne needed to leave. Like this is like
That's
clear cut. So it's like it's hard for me to complain about it. But like, I definitely watch a show where they like introduce a bunch of drama in some places that maybe probably weren't there, and then at the end they were like, "Yeah, this is my opinion, so get the fuck out." Like,
Yeah,
it's just like, why did I just watch all that? Like,
You're just watching a job interview is all you're watching, and it's just a reoccurring job interview that they filmed. They're like, okay, we're going to have you do a bunch of shit, and we're going to decide after every round if you should go on or not. And we're going to cut some people along the way. That's all it is. It's just tryouts. It's just film tryouts.
It wasn't like this episode though. Like it was so obvious. Like she had the worst video and the worst food.
Right.
Yeah, so she
It's
got
like,
cut.
It would have just been mind-boggling. She hadn't been the
For
one
sure.
to go home.
For sure.
Right. That's all it is. It's just
it would have been interesting if she was like an entertaining character that the producers didn't really want to go home and to show up with like the worst video and the worst food. I mean, maybe they cut that back a little bit, but I don't know. Like, this show just isn't entertaining enough for this kind of like a format.
Why isn't the show them just pitching what their concept show for the Food Network is,
That's-
and then them just filming it as like a pilot?
Once it's down to like 4 or 5 people, I bet
must
that's
be.
what it is.
It must turn into that, right?
I think so. I think when there's fewer people,
Right.
it's very
It costs too
different
much.
format in how they do the competition.
Okay.
I could say this format was good. I like the format.
Yeah, I
it
like
was
the
just
format
like
too,
if you could, hit some punches better than
I'm sort of tempted to go back and see like what was the Guy Fieri season like in its very
Like,
ending.
maybe like towards the finale,
Yeah,
or the
yeah,
last
yeah.
couple or something. Yeah,
maybe if they have like Dragon Ball Z Kai where they cut out all the filler.
Yep.
Like if they had like a Food Network star
Kai.
with them, they just remove all the filler. So like watch a whole season in like an hour.
Ooh.
That could be like I would totally watch that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
no,
if
those
you,
are-
if
that-
you
is that
cut
a thing?
reality show down from like
Let's see,
11
like-
episodes to like 1,
It's like, oh, there's like
It
6
sounds
minutes
like you
of
have a
content.
whole business here of just cutting these reality shows down.
then you
People
can
wanna
actually
power
catch up on
watch
the
him.
season.
Yo,
Yeah.
I mean,
For the
if,
challenge,
man.
sorry.
if you wanted to squeeze a little extra money out of like, your 10-year-old properties, I think that's a great way to do it.
Man, I was
But
thinking
then
this
you
would be a
can't
great
sell
way.
the DVDs. Like
Who's buying a DVD of Food Network, the America's Next Top Food Network star?
if you like Guy
season
Fieri, I mean, you're buying that Guy Fieri season.
I'm just
You even just
Oh.
mentioned
I
you
wonder-
wanted to watch the Guy Fieri season.
Shit.
I wonder if there's like a signed collector's edition box set of the first season. Like I bet so.
Depends who won the first
It's
season.
probably like
It was Guy Fieri.
No,
No,
it was-
second
he was like
season.
Oh
second
shit. Okay. Sorry. Second season. Second season.
maybe we should start some sort of website selling Guy Fieri second season DVDs.
And
Are you-
we can sign it for him.
I was gonna say, are you suggesting we're gonna forge a bunch of signatures
No,
of Guy Fieri?
no. We go find Guy Fieri and
we're
have
gonna
him
hit up Guy
sign, like-
Fieri. We're become buds. and
We
then
just
we're
keep
gonna-
on running into him. He's like, hey, hey man, can you sign this DVD? Like, hey, can you sign this DVD though? It's like, didn't I sign a DVD for you last week?
What if you just started forging a signature?
I mean, I feel like if you get enough samples, you could probably get pretty good at
Well,
it.
you could do a replica, like an official replica.
Just like an auto pen kind of thing.
We'll just get a stamp and then you get
Yeah,
it sponsored by Guy Fieri. He's like, okay, here.
And he endorses it. It's an official replica signature. That's a thing.
Yeah, it is.
Could
There
be
you
a
go.
thing.
Do we have anything else to say about the show? Are we?
So,
Go ahead.
Sounds like there's a lot
we got
to be
stuff.
said.
We got
Alright,
stuff.
alright,
We got
alright,
stuff.
alright. I was just-
Max, you go first.
I just didn't know
I-
if we were on the ratings yet or not.
I just have, sort of spin-off ideas as I often do, but let's keep it focused on the show. Somebody else go first.
Okay. I think that one of the things for me that really stuck out about the show, like we've been watching a lot of shows lately that have been around for a lot of seasons. We've been watching a lot of 30-season shows.
we watch one show.
Oh, man.
We watched Amazing Race, The Challenge, Bachelorette. Were all like 30 seasons.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
insane, right?
Stats.
And it definitely showed. You can definitely tell when you watch those shows. They really hone in the production. This show is like 11 seasons or something.
Yeah.
And I feel like
13?
It
No,
is-
it's 13.
I feel like it is just not like doesn't feel like it's like a very mature show. It doesn't feel like they have honed in the production. I think that like that whole scene where they were in that area with all the projectors and it looked so cheap was just like total evidence to that. Like there's a way to make that look good, and there's
I
it-
think
it
you
just-
you hit the key word there. Cheap.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's just not. There is definitely like the producers don't seem like they know exactly what they're doing, and it's probably just because it's cheap. And they're
It's
not
like-
like keeping around all the producers. and stuff.
this is like the third most popular reality show on Hulu right now, right? So like there's a lot of people watching it.
I can't say anything.
Was it
Probably.
really the third most popular show on
Yeah,
This
we-
isn't
we
even
were
on
looking
Hulu
earlier, right?
This new season isn't on Hulu.
Sure. Okay.
They have old
But the
seasons
previous
on Hulu.
seasons.
Uh,
It's pretty popular.
I have an interesting data point, which is this was produced by one company for 8 seasons, and now it's under a new company as of season 9.
Oh.
So maybe
Oh.
like they haven't really figured it
Well,
out.
it's been 4
so
seasons.
so new production company for last 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
Definitely
should
sounds like
have
definitely sounds like a budget cut situation.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, this is definitely a budget. Like we just talked about, it, they filmed this thing in 3 hours max. Like
So
they
they-
didn't even
They
like.
might have taken 4 hours.
Hey, don't blame Max on this.
Like it's definitely like half day filming. Like
They could definitely
could
bust
film
out
2
multiple
of the-
episodes.
Yeah.
This is the same thing we had with Fear Factor. How many episodes in a day do you think they're filming?
Line
2.
them up. Loot is not cheap.
These
They don't even have Luda, though.
Yeah,
I know.
who do they have? They have nobody. They have the judges, I guess.
This-
They got Tyler Florence.
It depends on like to do these really quick, as we've talked about. You need the producers to be ahead. So maybe you do an episode a day and get this out in like 10 days
Yeah.
because you don't need that many episodes.
It's just like it seems like there's a lot of potential with this concept, and like you look at something like Top Chef and how well that's produced, or other things have been around for this long, and like of this kind of popularity level. I just thought it would have been.
Yeah, I mean, like
better.
you look at cooking reality shows, which we haven't really done a lot of, and they're produced really well, like Iron Chef and like
Yeah.
Master Chef and Hell's Kitchen produced amazingly well. This produced very poorly.
Oh yeah.
What about the F word, Chris? How do you feel about that?
It was produced
What
well.
show? I don't really know.
Well,
What show
I wouldn't say produced well, but
Isn't
they
it
spent a
the-
lot of money on it.
That's the Gordon
Sure.
Ramsay late night talk show, right?
yeah.
It's not late night. It's on prime time.
Gordon Ramsay primetime talk show.
It's late night for a lot of people, Chris. For the right market, might be a lot of that market.
It might be that market. Might be
Just
For a lot of
saying,
that
you're going to
market, it might be a lot of that market.
Hey,
Can't
the
argue with
market
that.
is what the market is, Harrison. You can't make the market move.
You know what they say.
I mean, all right. So we got ratings. Anything else?
Well, there's
Yeah,
one
Robbie
other
got
thing.
one more thing.
Hit me, Rob.
So, one of the contestants on the show is really into Vietnamese food, and she decided for her noodle dish she was going to make pho.
Is she
And-
from Vietnam? She was, right?
She's definitely of Vietnamese descent. We all know if she grew up there.
Okay.
And then she made a big deal about having to explain what pho is. And Harrison was having none of this. He's like, where do you think you are? Everyone in this restaurant's going to know what pho is. What kind of situation is it? And then the judges docked her for not explaining pho well enough.
What kind of a person
it doesn't matter. They're on
goes
Food Network.
goes to a Food Network thing
You're thinking
where
about
you
the
are
wrong
one
angle.
of 20 people in that room and doesn't know what pho
But
is.
It doesn't matter. It's how good is the how good are you on TV about
You
it?
shouldn't have to.
No,
There's
the
no.
whole think about it in terms of the contest and the focus, which is are
It's
you
not
good
about
on
the
TV?
people in the room.
It doesn't
It's
matter
about
about
the
fucking
people
I-
at home.
Right.
There are two separate things. I understand
And
why
that one, the one that you're worried about doesn't matter.
you only know what my two things are.
Oh, I definitely do.
Okay,
Oh,
Maybe.
man.
James,
what are my two?
what are
Whoa,
the
you
two
should
what are my
write
two
them down. You
things?
should write them down. I want to know.
Okay, write it down. What are they? What are the
What
two
are the
things?
two things, James?
Shit.
What are one of the two things?
It's not looking good.
No,
It's not
I
looking
haven't.
good.
Just say it,
Talking about-
James.
Hang on. I'm thinking here. I'm thinking.
'Kay.
Two thing.
Okay.
It's Jonas all over again.
Can I make a statement here?
Yeah.
A couple episodes, James accused me of saying, "Okay, I got two things," pretty often.
Okay, then it's one, and then it's okay, and then A and B. I don't know. That's what
One
Max
A
would
and
say.
B.
Yeah.
I remember
All
we're
right,
talking
Harrison,
about it.
Harrison,
what are your two things?
All right,
I remember we're
Harrison,
talking about it. And we've been
Harrison,
talking about this for so
Just
long.
give us your two things. He doesn't know. Just
I don't even think I know what the two things are anymore. James got me all confused now.
I'm really
All right,
confused.
Max, do you have some
Burn them.
spin-off ideas for this show?
Not really spin-off ideas. I lied about that. It was more like I was trying to imagine what would be a Food Network show I want to watch.
this show, but they're all naked. Oh wait, probably not. That'd be.
I remember one of
Isn't
the
that what
things.
you
Oh, hit me.
It was one of the things of the competition is you got to get your food ordered from these people in the restaurant. That's one of the things. The other thing is how good you are on the TV. Only the second thing matters. The first thing doesn't matter. Two things, boom, there you have it.
Good job.
Actually, those were the two things. And
Except for this third thing.
the only thing that I would
B,
say
item B.
is that they were claiming that, that because the video was bad, the people in the restaurant weren't ordering it. And I think that that's just not the case because everyone in that restaurant knows what pho is. That's all I'm saying.
I think it was more of a thing like you're making the video for Food Network, and there's definitely people watching Food Network that don't know what pho is.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's definitely
So,
true.
like,
So like your
that-
concern addresses one, so it's
It
like
doesn't-
1B. It doesn't affect two.
And
one doesn't matter, so B doesn't matter.
Sure.
Is everyone following this?
Oh my god!
Crystal
There's a
clear,
bullet
James.
point-
Crystal
There's a
clear.
bullet point system.
All right,
What are some other spin-offs or just Food Network shows you would want to see?
What if you put Gordon Ramsay in this show?
What if we put Luda in this show?
what if Gordon Ramsay
Gordon
in the
Ramsay.
fat suit was on the show?
Oh.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay in the fat
Is he a
suit.
host or is he like just a contestant?
He's a contestant.
Oh, he's a contestant. I was gonna say, is he just in the experiential
No,
restaurant?
no. He's in the contestant to be the next Food Network star.
But he's
kinda
the
like
contestant
that.
as the fat guy suit.
What if they were all Food Network, they're actual Food Network stars in disguise?
Yes.
and they get
Yes.
unmasked when they get kicked off the
Oh,
show.
it's so good,
This is an
so
amazing
good.
idea. Oh my
Pitch
god!
that one.
Make that happen.
That probably costs about 8 times as much
Oh,
as this
yeah.
show does, though.
But it'd be so great. Like I feel like it'd be so fun for all those people.
Yeah.
Be duking
And one
out,
of
like
them's Guy
imagine like
Fieri.
Emerald's in there duking
The
out with
problem
Gordon
is,
Ramsay.
it's like, you think that those people want to put up 4 or 5 hours of makeup for like 10 days.
you
to
gotta
film
make
this
the
thing?
reward worth it. There's like a crown or something. It's like you're the master food like of the universe.
Gordon
I don't
Ramsay
know.
has. There's only downsides to being on that show.
What if
You wanna
if
get
you
that
win,
crown.
you get to punch Gordon Ramsay in the face?
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Oh man.
What if Gordon
Guy
Ramsay
Fieri's
does a
going
challenge
all
the
in
champ
on this.
show? So like you got to challenge Gordon Ramsay, and then whoever beats him takes over the show.
Oh,
I do think that this format would kind of work as a reality show. Not that the choose like you have the two sides and they compete over like a like a dish like we've described today. That's terrible. I mean, maybe you could do like Family Feud style where you have like different teams of like people
oh
coming.
we got
each
Steve
week.
Harvey on this show.
Oh
Whoa.
no! Oh god, that Steve Harvey show. I
So-
might have caught like a couple of minutes on like TV of it the other day. Oh boy!
We
Well,
can't.
it's
Steve
win-
Harvey show.
Ooh.
Stay
Oh,
tuned.
it's-
Stay tuned
Oh god!
for a future podcast.
That's gonna. Oh man!
All right. Where's the rating for you, Rob? Where is this rate?
I'm putting this the middle third. There was definitely some entertaining elements I enjoyed, but there was also way too many of the parts that were just subpar.
Harrison?
I'm also gonna go middle third. I don't really think I'm gonna watch any more of this. Like, I didn't hate it though. It's just kind of it's a thing that exists.
Easy middle.
James.
Oh, I was
Oh,
really anticipating
man.
Chris is there. We're saving that one.
I
So
got
I'm gonna
lost.
go bottom, middle, third.
Okay, so it's
So
on
it's
the lower end of
it's
the
on
middle.
The lower end of the middle.
Yeah,
it's in the middle.
Sure.
But it's a little drifting towards the lower part of that middle.
So it's like the 2/5 like
Yeah,
tier.
yeah. No,
40th percentile.
Well, there's like it's like thirds, right? So there's 9.
Nine.
It's like in the 4th I rank, I guess, like from the bottom.
that works too.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
We got a top middle third within your top middle third.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
It goes so deep.
It's worse than giving it letter grades.
It's
It's very specific.
It's top, middle, third inception.
oh man, time
Chris,
before
let's
I
hear it.
was actually gonna say the like lower middle tier, so I could go with the bottom middle tier.
Yeah, so we're is 1 the top and 10 is bottom, or so this is a 7. We
Oh
just
my
came up
god.
with the 10 points.
No,
Goddamn,
you
You
it's
just
No.
changed the system.
What are we
talked
doing?
about
One
the
is
system.
I
obviously
think
the
it's getting a
bottom.
little late. People are kind of going off the rails here.
One is obviously the bottom, and 10 is obviously the top. Why would 10 be the
number
bottom?
1 is the number 1 slot. You want to be in number 1. Nobody
no,
wants to be
no,
number 10.
you want 10 out of 10. That's how you rate things.
That's true. It depends which way the pyramid's going.
So do we all go middle third then?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
So where within the
Unanimous.
middle third did it go for you guys? We're both in the bottom middle third.
Oh my god.
I'm
James.
sort of. I'm
Are you,
sort
are you
of.
kidding me?
All right.
Are
Harrison,
you serious?
Harrison, do you have any updates to?
I'll keep it quick this week. Couple updates. The Challenge Champs versus Pros season finale.
Who was in the finale?
Last night. So in the actual final, at the beginning of the final episode, they basically had to kind of whittle down. I think they had to eliminate 3 or 4 people. I think they like 4 people.
How
before-
many
before the
make it
final.
to the final again?
Right.
There's 4 that
So
make it.
there were
or?
6 that made it to the
6,
final.
okay.
And they
so
had to
just
eliminate
at the
4. So they
beginning-
had like 10 at
Okay.
the start of the episode. They had to eliminate 4.
And as
to
a
get to the
reminder,
final.
they were not living in that same house.
They continue to not live in the same house.
Okay,
Yeah.
just
Correct.
checking.
As I said,
So
when we
there's
watched
barely
the
any
episode.
drama. Is there any drama?
Yeah, there's been a surprising amount of
Like, yo, that was my sandwich.
of interaction
It's like, oh man,
and
this is the
drama.
last sandwich though.
It's
I want to eat
definitely-
the sandwich.
It's definitely a much it's a less mean-spirited season because they're playing for charity, I think. Like, you see people being a little bit nicer about things because they're playing for charity. Would you say so, Max? Max watched the episode last night.
I have not watched last night's.
Oh, you didn't watch
episode.
it with us?
No.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Never mind.
Oh man.
He champs Inception.
Well,
you.
I might have to
No,
spoil
just
this
just
for
say
you.
it. Just say it.
So the first thing was like some insane eating challenge that they were gonna like just eliminate these 4 people on, and 3 of the pros got knocked out on the eating challenge.
Oh, shit.
Basically, because they just
Oh,
weren't as
man.
good at it. So Lolo, Jones, Luis, who did the lime thing, and Gus, the Olympic skier, all got eliminated on this eating challenge.
What was the eating challenge? They had
Along
to eat
with
a bunch of
CT.
shit?
What's that?
They had to eat a bunch of shit or
Is
something.
is basically just like, hey, go eat this brain and then make a basketball shot. Hey, go eat this, birthday cake and then hit a basketball shot. It's just eat a bunch of something.
Is it
a bunch
gross
of
stuff?
So, like some,
Yeah,
some
brain
of it
is
was
gross.
stuff. There's like some brains and livers and intestines.
Oh,
and,
that's dumb.
so like basically,
Why did it become Fear Factor?
Where was Luda?
eating has always been a part of these challenge finals. It's kind of always been a thing. So anyway, they do that.
Was there a test of
And-
like knowledge? Did they have to count the triangles?
Not on this particular part, but basically 3 of the pros got eliminated and CT. And then so you had 3 teams for the final. You have Wes and Camilla. You have Lindsay, Jacob Ellis, and Cameron Wimbley from Pro Team. And then you had Cara Maria and Darrell. And
So there are only 2 pros in the final.
only 2 pros in the final.
Did
'cause,
that NFL player make it?
Cameron
Cameron.
Wimbley. Cameron
Oh,
Wimbley.
okay, great.
Yeah, he was in the final. So
Oh, I hope he wins it.
so basically, Cara Maria and Darrell won the whole thing.
Oh.
And Cameron and Lindsay were in second place.
Okay.
Ah.
Wes, third place.
Classic Wes.
Camilla. Yeah.
Where did this final rate in the family of
I think
the
that
challenge?
overall, like this season seemed like it was a lot lower budget than most challenges. So like I think that most of the actual challenges and the final, like they kind of weren't as impressive because I think that it was a lot cheaper and it seemed like they shot the whole thing over like 1 or 2 weeks maybe because they had to like just like more expensive people around. I think you know
They spent the money on the pros instead of everything else.
that's right. That's what it seems like. But yeah. But
So is Lolo going to be in the next season?
I don't think she's going to be in the next season, but I do think that they should try and bring in some of the pros. They did have a trailer for the next season that they played during the show. It's looking pretty good.
Like anything like that craziness happening?
I think we're just going to have to wait and watch it, but it's coming out mid-July. Yeah, so should
So
be good.
quick. The
I know,
turnaround
dude.
time on that.
This is the third season that they're making this calendar year. Like I'm not sure if there's gonna be a fourth, but they have time for it. If they-
Chancellor's Pros is pretty short though, right?
Yeah,
like
Chancellor's Pros-
it's like a little half season.
It's like a mini
Well,
little.
appetizer to keep you going.
The challenge Chance versus Pros is like kickoff, like a side thing. It's
Yeah.
not a actually challenge season.
It's true.
So-
They also had this little like 5-minute segment in the middle of the show that they filmed on the Back to the Future like studio lot, like where the actual Back to the Future thing is. They set up some kind of challenge obstacle course there, and there were four challenge people who were not in the Champs versus Pros season at all. It just did this little mini segment and did some thing.
Oh, it's crazy.
There you go.
That's kind of cool. Like, are they on a little hoverboard going over some water?
No, but they did zip line down
Oh,
from where
shit,
the
that's
fucking
so good.
Clock the clock thing is. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, so it's cool.
And we need your other update.
Bachelorette update.
Who's getting roses?
So there was a rose ceremony at the beginning of the show. People got eliminated. Diggy, he's out. Unfortunately,
Who'd I have in the thing?
Diggy. All right, I got it here.
Yo,
Oh,
yo,
yeah.
give me. I need
Rob's
to
got
remember
it.
because I have
Rob's
no
got it.
clue. Who
I think you may have had Diggy.
Shit, really?
I think that I had Diggy.
Oh
actually.
man.
Do you want me to just start with who is Diggy or
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Harrison Hoffman?
Oh, out.
So Harrison's out.
Axed.
Brutal.
Then, so I'll list them off. Harrison, you confirm if they're in or out.
Sure.
So James had Kenny the wrestler.
Kenny is still in.
Oh.
And I have a Kenny update as well.
Oh,
we'll get back to that.
We can
All right,
talk about
Kenny.
it.
I had Josiah the confident lawyer.
Okay.
Is he still in?
Josiah is still in.
Josiah still in?
And there was a spelling bee group date thing this time, and he won the spelling bee. So
Those
just
lawyer skills.
sounds-
Josiah's using those lawyer
Everyone's
skills.
It
favorite
just
date
sounds so awful.
I love spelling bee dates.
When was your last spelling bee date night, Max?
Anyway,
that sounds about right.
so Chris had Brian the Colombian makeout guy,
Brian the Colombian makeout guy, still in.
Okay.
and Max
He's
had
winning.
Peter the Wisconsin guy.
Also still in.
Man,
I am the
everyone-
only one.
Harrison's in
the
last
only
place.
one.
And like everyone was fighting over Diggy. Harrison got Diggy.
He seemed so promising in the first episode, especially
Nah.
because they took the effort to go to Chicago and shoot that whole clip package for him. You're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you're like they must have known that it was.
The Colombian makeout guy definitely had the most out of the first episode.
Oh yeah,
No doubt.
That guy was definitely
No.
All right, so of our top 5 crazies,
yeah.
So Lucas Waboom is already out, right?
Dunzo.
Lucas is
can't-
gone.
Oh,
Can't believe he's out.
What about Adam the doll guy?
Adam the doll guy is still in.
no
Man.
fucking.
And Adam Jr. made an appearance in the latest episode.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
It was like they just or randomly just like there was only one shot, but like it was like during the spelling bee, they just cut to just a shot of Adam Jr. sitting in the audience watching the spelling bee, and it's just they don't explain it.
So do you think Adam's bringing Adam Jr. around, or the producers like we're just taking that
I
doll?
think the producers are just dealing with it at this point.
All right,
That's
what
it
about
seems like.
James's favorite, Jack Stone?
Jack Stone is still in.
Jack Stone's lasted longer than Diggy.
And Jack Stone just got a one-on-one date with Rachel coming up here. So.
And she's like, just tell me why the hell your name is Jack Stone.
yeah.
What about
Are-
Matt the Penguin?
Matt the Penguin also still in.
all
Is he
these-
still a penguin?
Harrison, this
He's
is so
not, he's
bad.
in the
not,
top
dude,
5.
It's crazy, yeah.
So bad
Insane.
for you, Harrison.
Oh, it's real rough.
All right,
dude.
now, and please tell me this guy's gone. Jonathan the Tickle Monster.
Still in.
Oh,
the Tickle Monster is still in.
Who the hell's been cut on this show?
just Diggy?
What the hell?
Diggy and Waboom guy.
Diggy, Brady, Bryce, Fred, Blake.
Who?
Lucas DeMario.
How many people were on this show?
There is a Bachelor in Paradise update.
Oh,
It's back.
Is it back?
They're bringing it back. They conducted their own internal investigation and found that there was nothing wrong that happened, and now
So
the
they
show is
paid
back
off
on.
whoever. And then
Somebody hit that delete button on that tape.
Oh, jeez.
No, they signed some checks, and then that's what happened.
and then deleted the tape.
Sign right here. And they got a nice little check over there, and it's all good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the Bachelorette update.
All right,
Um,
I have an update of my own.
Okay.
Oh,
I've been watching some Married by Mom and Dad still.
Oh,
On
buddy.
I watched 7 episodes so far.
I've also been watching some Married by Mom and Dad.
Oh, I can't believe
Though
it.
I'm only 5.5 episodes in.
So the show, as it goes on, disappoints me more and more because of how reality show the editing it starts getting. Like they do a lot more recaps that piss me off, and the pace seems to be slowing down a lot.
It's definitely a show that you got to be doing something else while you watch the
Yeah,
show.
there's
You can't
no-
just like watch the show.
But there was a full rejection. Like they were gonna get married, and the guy comes in and says, "Nope, I'm out." And then they like the girl just has all her friends and family there, so they like have this like wedding ceremony with no wedding. They just have a giant party.
Well, they have the reception, not
Ooh.
the ceremony.
By
yeah.
the way, totally reasonable on the guy.
Well-
He's never even met this person before.
No, they've met. So like,
Oh, I thought you said that they didn't meet yet.
no, they met once. So like, they met the mom and dad, and then
So this was
Go ahead.
Married by
Right.
Mom and Dad at First Sight girl.
Right.
So then the parents are like, you really should actually meet this guy before he agrees to marry you. It's kind of insane for him to agree to marry you just meeting us. He doesn't know us.
Sure.
She meets him one time, and then he's like, I'm out.
That's super reasonable on that
on
guy's
the
part.
the wedding day though.
On the wedding day.
That's
like-
Which
bit
might have been the
cold.
next day. We don't know.
It's an
I
accelerated
mean,
timeline.
I think it's like a week or something they had. I don't know.
It's an insane situation either way.
So tell me this: would you say that the pool remains thin of
Yeah.
people to choose
So
from?
like after this, the mom and dad like go back to the tapes and like look at the
Oh,
tapes.
that's
we didn't see any
horrible.
tapes, and they meet one guy. That's it.
So what's gonna happen now? Is that girl just done?
But my favorite part of that is she's talking about still wanting to try this with the parents, but she's like, you know what? I said we had to marry it right at the altar, meet for the first time. That's how we got to do it. And the parents like, you're right. We didn't go do it your way. It didn't work out. So yeah, the guy's
they're-
got to commit to married at first sight.
So they're doubling down.
They're doubling down. It's so
Oh
nuts.
my god!
So Rob,
insane.
have you watched all of it?
I've watched 5.5 episodes.
Okay.
So spoiler for Rob on that one. They found a guy that is willing to do this.
Oh my god.
Is it gonna happen?
I don't know. I haven't gone that far yet.
God.
And so there's actually a wedding has actually occurred in the show. A wedding actually has happened.
I just feel bad for these people. I
Yep.
feel bad.
So like the LA guy,
Well, the LA guys got married.
the LA guy got married.
Oh man.
okay.
And it was to like this girl that the show made seem like she wasn't ready to get married to him yet.
oh, you don't think that maybe she wasn't quite ready to get married? yet?
Obviously, and like the family, her family doesn't show up at all to the
Huh.
wedding. It's just his family and friends.
Of
Her
course.
friends and family don't show up at all.
And they ask her, have you told your family? Have you told your friend? She's like, no, I haven't.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to? We'll see.
What? You're about to be married?
It totally seems like she's like, this is totally a get on TV move. And
No,
she's
it's-
like,
she's
oh.
definitely she's the person that has an IMDb profile. She's been in a
Oh,
bunch of
she was the one with the IMDb profile. Oh.
So I've read some synopses of later episodes, and like she dials in her friends and family at some point.
I'm assuming so, but not like that's the more entertaining piece is now that they're married, how do you deal with this?
Sure.
Versus like the weird courtship was interesting for an episode or two, but it's just like not as captivating as like, the Married at First Sight whole show
right,
was
right,
really
right.
captivating.
It's insane.
Top third show.
It's in the top third.
Bottom third show.
Top third.
Did that-
Madison.
Did that one girl end up marrying a bald guy or not?
There's some drama with her.
Oh, you don't say.
where, the pool,
Damn it, Harrison! You had to ask.
I want to
son
know.
of a bitch.
the pool was too thin, and the dad was just like, "Nope, you're not marrying any of the people we picked, and I'm out."
Oh, what?
I haven't gotten to that yet.
That's
Oh,
real.
shit.
He walks
yeah.
out,
It's the most
and
reasonable
then the
person on
mom
the
walks
show.
out because the dad walked out, and now she's still considering marrying the bald guy. When I left, I don't know where it is.
Hold on. So she still wants to marry this dude after
She
the parents.
still wants to get married, but like the mom and dad say that none of these guys are good enough. But then she was like, "Well, maybe I could hang out with Steve some more and see if if we can make a thing." And I was just like,
Why is she possibly that desperate to get married?
"She's tried all the things and it hasn't worked out." Is
Gotta
like
trust the
literally the
process.
scene.
You gotta trust the process.
Some people get pretty desperate, Harrison. So the parents met 3 guys. 2 were bald. They cut one bald guy, so only 2 of them met her.
Okay.
And the non-bald guy who met her, their date was just a disaster.
Oh shit.
Like she's kind of seems like a fancy kind of person, and he's like he shows up in a t-shirt and a gold chain.
Like he's like Jersey
Wow.
Shore t-shirt time.
He's real Jersey shoring hard on her, and she wants none of it. So the other bald guy is like the only like even semi-decent option.
So would you say that this is a process that's worth trusting?
Gotta trust
Or-
the process.
I feel like if both of you sign up to actually get married and like would give it a like college try, I feel like it could work. Like it's just like, but if you're like signing up to be on TV, then like
What a better version of the show. You have like more people, and then all the parents meet all the parents without
Yeah.
the kids, and the parents just negotiate.
well that's how like
That's how
arranged
like, old
marriages
school
work.
arranged marriages
Yeah.
work.
I'm
Not
just
this like weird like you get to be arranged by somebody else's parents. That's kind of weird.
That's super weird. Yeah.
Maybe the second season has a more bigger pool since this show like did well. I don't know.
This is certainly not a show that has worked out all the kinks.
Well, they're
Why
I
don't
would
they just
say.
do the whole arranged marriage thing? Seems like there's a big market for that.
That is what
Just film that.
this is what it is.
No, but like film the actual version of that.
Well, because that's just not as entertaining as the one parent deciding.
So an actual scenario is not as entertaining as this ridiculous scenario that doesn't
Yeah.
seem to be working out at all.
I just think that actual
don't know if
arranged
it's working.
marriages are kind of like pretty complicated and sensitive situations that maybe you wouldn't want to have like
Right, you got to get that
a
drama
reality
on TV.
TV show about.
You got to get that drama out there.
Gotta.
I don't think that's the kind of, I don't know if that's the kind of drama you want.
I don't know. I feel like if you find like I don't know 10 couples that got arranged marriage, and then you could like film those as a documentary and like cut half of them that like were boring or didn't have stuff going on.
I just feel bad for these kids whose parents are forcing them to get married to people, and I just think that it's kind of weird to make it into entertainment. I don't just.
Well, yeah, you have a moral thing. But,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Look, he's
Just
just
looking at it
saying
from a studio
compromise your
perspective.
morals.
But I'm just saying, what if you didn't have morals?
didn't have morals. And, I'm just saying.
Anyway,
All right. Anyone got any plugs? Anything else to say?
We good.
I think we're pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, I did just finish Horizon Zero Dawn. No spoilers. That game is like so far game of the year for me.
oh wow,
Hands down.
It's pretty early for that. All right. Well, you can follow us on Twitter at Who Put This On.
yeah.
You can find us on Facebook.com/Who Put This On. You can email us questions at whoputthison@gmail.com. You can find us. Please rate us on iTunes.
Please.
iTunes.
And somebody made a wiki page for us, but I don't know what the link is.
There's a
so-
wiki page?
Yeah.
No.
Go to facebook.com/who put this on, and we'll put the link.
Yeah. Do that.
Yeah.
Shit, I can't believe we got a wiki.
Right.
This is news.
We
What
got
a
to know
day.
the rating. We got to know the rating.
Let's do it. I'm excited. I'm getting on the wiki.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.